Test, test, test. Okay. It's loading. Let's see if I have sound. Okay. Seems like it. Let's see. Seems like it. Yeah. Okay. Don't have a chat. Okay, this should be okay. There we go. So I'm gonna start coloring now. This is the Halloween special. Every time there's a holiday that I enjoy a lot or I find interesting, I try and make a Halloween special event illustration for our comic book Niels Feynman's Traveling Adventures. This is a villain from book 4. That's kind of going to be the only book in the series that's gonna have like a real villain, not just circumstance and bad luck or bad choices. Kids front ink. That one's going to be an actual villain. Let's see where. This is an empty layer. Okay, I'm gonna delete this one. Kids front color. Let's see what is on this layer. Nothing. Okay, delete this one as well. Chains 2. Okay, color characters mid ground. Another chain here. Kids behind. I'm gonna name this ink so I know which layer it is, and it's gonna be color kids back. In principle, it's good to have your layers named. It's not mandatory, like a lot of people can do just fine without them being named. But I like to name mine. Oh, these are in the foreground. There we go. I'm just gonna open one of the pages up so I get the colors. I'll leave that. Okay, I'm gonna go to the middle. Turn off these 2 front layers here so I can see better what I'm doing. turn it on kind of a purplish color, just so I have more layers I can go back onto. A lighter gray, it's gonna be metallic. In fact, I'm gonna move that little piece of eye there. Come on, you can do it. Trying to make it seem like it's looking right at you. Since the hand would be turned a bit, trying to figure out a position in which it would give off that impression that it's looking right at you. Okay, 3 pixels to the left seems like it did the trick. Okay, don't need that. Maybe it's more towards yellow. Yeah. I'm gonna check back the color. Oops, I think I turned on color in the wrong area, so let me undo that. There we go, now I'm on the right layer. Always make sure you're on the right layer. Hi June. How are you? Can you hear me okay? Hope my sound is okay. Seems to be working still. Yep, okay, good. I'm glad it's still working. So spooky Halloween. I'm super excited. I have like just a week before Halloween, so I'm looking forward to that. It's probably going to rain again. It's gonna be a horrible cold rain, and I'm not gonna get any kids to come get the candy, and we're gonna be stuck with a lot of candy again. But I hope it's gonna be good weather. The last few years, it's been horrible on Halloween. Just like the most unpleasant weather you can possibly imagine. Oh no, brave children under the rain. I don't think it has anything to do with bravery. I think it's just a lot cheaper for the parents to go get them candy from Walmart than to drag them through the rain and risk getting them sick with the healthcare system that is here. I would rather not have to pay for the medicine if I had a kid here. I don't care, it's not having fun and it's sad for Halloween. I'm like, nope, 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 nope. You are not going anywhere. That was, like I said, I was pretty sad because we First time we came here, because usually we don't celebrate Halloween that much in Romania, and plus you already have kids going around um, asking for candy on Christmas. So we have caroling kids, and you know they go through the building and sing and get candy and I don't know, other things, money you can get. So nobody does this on Halloween because you'd be doing it twice, and also it's a kind of a foreign holiday. So the old people are usually the one that participate in these types of holidays, and they're not gonna do it for a foreign holiday. I think I'm gonna change the background just so I can see what's going on, because it's too much black right now. Some say it's devil stuff. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We have that nonsense back home as well. But you know, the thing is that we have um, around Christmas time we have Capra, which is supposedly a good creature, but it looks terrible. It doesn't belong to our culture, blah 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 blah. I mean, look at this thing. This looks perfect for Halloween, but we do it in winter, so that's okay, but the other one is not for whatever reason. This one's actually a well-made one. But mostly they look terrible. They look absolutely horrible. And the thing is that the mouth, you have a stick, and it makes a lot of noise because it claps wood on wood. So it's kind of terrible, the sound it makes. I think Halloween is one of the best festivals, cause yeah, in Sardinia I used to go asking for stuff, not candies at the time, for dead soul. Yeah, like I said, I think Halloween is a great holiday. It has all the fun of a masquerade ball, like you have in Brazil and Italy, but you also have the scary element, which is a lot of fun. I think it just encompasses like the best part of any festival. think the issue with this layer actually is not that I need to erase the extra, but it got moved at some point. Yep. Yeah. Come on, you can do it. Crazy click. I'm playing cookie clicker. Clicking cookie? Something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna try and have a subdued color palette. Let's see if I can do that. I think I'll look for a Halloween color palette. See if I can find one I like, but the colors are just all over the place. Okay, so this one I like. And I'm gonna look for another one with green. Greens and purples. I have some purples there, but I want some greens. Why doesn't it paste? There we go. And since it's in the foreground, I'm gonna actually make it a little bit lighter. Purple short shirt. Just get the right color there. And what tie could go with purple? I think maybe green again. Yeah. Very Joker. I turned on the chains. I want to turn them off. What did I do? I put on the wrong layer again. I did it again. Okay, I'm gonna try and erase that. Okay, let's see on which layer did I put it. Not that one, that one. Okay. I think I can lock these. Yeah. But oh, okay, it's locked from this other lock. I didn't see which one was it. Okay. Do you need it for Friday? Let me see. Oh, why Friday? I'm streaming Saturday. So I would need it for Saturday. Because I think I colored the other pages. Let me check. Yeah, so I did 88. If you can do it for Saturday, that would be great. The page for tapas is ready anyway. Yeah, I have to finish the shading and the text. Yeah, if you can do it, that would be great. If not, it's no problem. This image here is gonna take a while, so I think I may actually continue this Saturday if I don't finish. Although it's probably gonna be just shading and coloring, which I really need to focus on, so I might not do it public. Because I need to kind of focus on what I'm doing. Yeah, yeah, that would be great in case anything happens and I don't get to finish something. colors do I have left? So I have purples and some browns. I'm gonna be a desaturated green. I'm watching Aaron Blaze weekly videos lately. Oh, that man is amazing with animals. Yeah, he's very good at painting them. I got into watching some videos. Let's see, shade color. I just watched a corn. Oh, you know what? I can look in my history. I think should be there somewhere. There we go. Found him. Oh, hi Kirani. No problem. Welcome to the stream. Bread, buns, and kale chips. Oh, trying to be healthy. Me, I just made papanash yesterday. My husband asked for some, and they were kind of good. Let me show you guys what papanash are. I guess you can resemble them to donuts, but they're way better than donuts. I'm sorry it's only in Romanian, but nobody else that I know of makes donuts like this. So what's special about these is they have cheese in the dough and some what do you call it, orange peel. Like you have a video here, it shows you what they put.
Bună ziua, dragii mei, și bine ați venit în bucătăria Jamilei.
I'm gonna unmute that. I'm not gonna make any food tutorials. It's too much work. And it's already been done. Like, you already have this here. And it shows you, like, you put the eggs and the orange flavor, vanilla, other things you want to put in. You can do it with lemon or limes. Traditionally, it's kind of with lemons. She did it with orange, and I prefer with orange as well. And then you deep fry them. And I don't know if you can find the exact same kind of cream in Canada, but in Romania you have two kinds of cream, and you're going to use a sour cream for this one, so it's gonna be a bit sour and it's gonna be a bit runny. Um, Usually what you find at the supermarkets here in the US, and I imagine in Canada, it's a lot more stiff, so you can't actually glaze it like this. I tried and it just sat because they put gelatin or something in it, um, so this is how it should look. You can watch the video in a better resolution by looking at the link. And it's one of the best donuts in the world. I've tried a bunch of donuts here in the US and they've been just very uh, sad. Yeah, that looks like it would be fun to try to make. Yeah, I guess you can. It's gonna be a bit tricky for you if you've never had it made the proper way. It's kind of hard to guess how it should be, especially because um, in the Americas here, you don't usually put cheese in the donut composition in the donut dough. So it might be hard for you to figure it out with the new texture how it should be. But if you really want to try it, I can translate for you um, what she's saying so that you can give it a try yourself. But June, I think you have these two, right? Like I imagine you would have them as well. I think I saw something similar on that channel your friend was sharing. You were sharing of a friend, or I think it's someone that lives on your island. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, it's more difficult than it looks, I think, if you're not culinary inclined. I tried to make some myself, and the first batch was raw in the middle. You put just sugar. Yeah, Romanian food is very, very fatty. We have a lot of deaths related to heart problems and vascular diseases. Like it's super common. Um, we deep fry our meatballs, by the way. Like I heard Americans say, "Oh my God, you deep fry your meatballs?" Yeah, and they're delicious. Like I don't know how you would eat it without it being fried. Worth trying at least once, I suppose. Yeah, you have to use a low flame and just boil it in oil for 5 minutes. Let me see. Kiftele. So it looks like falafels, but it's not falafel, it's pork meat. Yeah. So these are kiftele, and they have breadcrumbs in them to soak up all of the juices and the fatty stuff and the herbs. Um, these are German meatballs because they're more round and small. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys kind of make it more like Germans, while Romanians tend to make them look like this flat. I guess because they're made bigger, they have to flatten them to make sure the meat is cooked inside. But this is what goes inside a kiftele meatballs. Like only half of it's actually meat. The other half is bread and herbs, like a lot of parsley or green onions. Tiny hamburger meat, yeah, deep fried in oil. I think the hamburger version is more healthy because it's grilled. Okay, I want this to be, do I have through? Okay, and these two I'm gonna set to normal. And rasterize and combine. Man, I'm grateful for the food talk. I've been getting lazy and uninspired with fussy kiddos and no husband. It's nice to get back into it. Yeah, I mean, I don't have fussy kids, but I have a fussy husband. Uh, so I'm trying to figure out what I can do and to be good and tasty and make something new. Because there's so many things that he can't eat. How do I get rid of this one? Effect. Can I clear effect? I don't want it anymore. It's not doing what I want it to do. Okay. And I've been trying to find some new stuff to do as well. I try to cook some what do you call them? Mushroom stew. Being active creatively, yeah. I try to do it, but there aren't really many mushrooms where I am, 'cause it's a village. I mean, there's plenty of mushrooms in the forest, but I wouldn't go eating those. And what I really like is ugh, if you can find where you are, um, we often do it with polenta. These are just some boring champignons, but I'm looking for something more interesting. If I can find in the picture here. Okay, there we are. So you have stuff like I think you have them here in America as well, but I don't know how they're called. Boletus. Okay, so it's boletus in English. Yeah, it's we call it mamaliga. Italians call it polenta. Americans got the recipe from Italians, so they also call it polenta. So probably in Canada it's called polenta as well. Um, um, yeah, what was it? Um, so these are called, let me find a good one. Ah, I think I know the Latin name, La Pista Nuda. Yeah, I think might be porcini in Italian. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so definitely porcini. So this is a purple mushroom. We call it Vinezele or Matërç. The Latin name is La Pistanuda. I don't know how you guys call it in English, but this is it, and it's tasty. Fried in butter, it is amazing, and garlic. Um, uh, no. Yeah, I don't seem to find it in on Google. It's a pretty rare mushroom generally, but it's very common in the forest. Like if you go around, uh, yeah, you can find them. And I know you live in a woodland area, so maybe you have access to these from one of the people that goes around in the village in the forest or something like that. We can also do it with the gravy sauce. But generally I like them with tomato sauce. You can go either way with these. Just put a lot of butter and garlic on them and it'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can try. I'm trying to think of stuff that you would have access to in Canada. Like I imagine getting fresh shrimp would be hard, or getting a squid or stuff like that. I really like scallions grilled. You know, you have one of those grill frying pans. What is it called? Um, what was it? Uh, Skillet pan. Yeah, but if you don't have fresh shrimp, it's kind of sad. The um, I have frozen shrimp here. I don't know if you have fresh one, but it's not the same. So you can get some scallops if you want, and they're pretty cheap, at least here in the US. I get a lot of my seafood here is frozen. I don't know why the lakes are so close, but apparently the superior lakes are so polluted nobody actually wants to eat anything from there. So that's why we get our frozen uh, seafood from far away. And these are just delicious. Like, try making some of these. I think you'll like it if you haven't done it. Okay, so this one I got the base colors down. I'm gonna export it to Photoshop. Uh, just so I can get some stuff maybe done. I'm not sure. I think I'll do some blending as well. I know you live by the Atlantic Ocean, but I hope you can get the fresh stuff. Like I said, I only have access to Frozen, and it's kind of sad. Teach me all about how to not want to give up on coloring. Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Is it raining? No, it's my heating system. Americans have that really annoying heating system by air, and it's just makes a lot of noise, and it wakes me up in the middle of the night, and I hate it. It's the most stupidest thing known to man. Heating through air of a house. And imagine this, and it's at night, and I have the ventilation shaft close to the bed. I mean, it's at the legs, but when it blows air in my face in the middle of the night, and it goes like this. I just wanna set the house on fire. I don't know. It's such a stupid system. You cannot imagine how much I hate it. I'm trying to see the other illustrations, what style of coloring I use, because I don't remember. Okay, so I did it like the main pages as far as I can tell. Yeah, so I am done here in this in Clip Studio Paint. I'm not gonna do any blending. I'm gonna save it as a Photoshop file, and that sounds like a comic. I hate this system. What stupid American thought it was a good idea? And then the whole nation adopted this. Like, I do not know how they thought it was a good idea. And also round doorknobs. I don't know, do you have this in Canada, or do you have like normal doorknobs? So these are American doorknobs, as you can see here. I use the word American, and they're all freaking round. Like, if your hands are slightly wet or sweaty, or you put on cream, I'll take a photo. If you put on cream, you cannot open a door. You cannot get out of your room. You are stuck in the room that you are if your hands are even slightly moist. Yeah, I mean, usually I have normal ones. I have seen round doorknobs in Romania, but it's not common. Like, most doors are gonna be with the long doorknob. Say, look, I put in the word European and you get the long ones. Like, this is a normal doorknob. I'm not sure how it's called in French, but we say clance. I'm curious now. Google Translate. Let's see. Yeah, they say doorknob the same in English. It's only this word. Let me see in French, because I'm curious. Poignée de porte. Yeah, I hate the round ones. They're just the devil's work, honestly. If anything is a devil's work, like a lot of Europeans keep saying, like from American stuff that Halloween is the devil's work or this is the devil's work. Like the round doorknob is actually the devil's work. It is such a headache. Pomelo. I don't know, we just say clanță. I don't even remember anywhere having a round doorknob in Romania. I'm sure there must have been, but I just don't remember now. I think I would have had issues with it and remembered it if it existed. But maybe, I don't know, I had dry hands and I was able to get out. Yeah, I mean, you get used to stuff and not realize. For example, in Italy, a lot of people have, from what I understand from June, it's like in Japan, they have a lot of bidets. And if you're not used to it, you know, people, human beings have lived without hot water for thousands of years, and they thought their lives were just fine. So it's one of those situations where you think, oh, it's okay. But I have to admit that after going to Japan and having bidets, I kind of like it as well. I wish we had more of them in Romania. But sadly, it's not that common. I mean, there are some houses, vintage houses, from rich people that had them. So I think during the period in which Romania was really looking to France, they kind of adopted that. But in modern buildings, they're going cheap, so you're not gonna find that. Hopefully, someday Romania will modernize and rediscover the joys of a bidet. My poor phone needs to charge. Ah. That reminds me of what? What did I remind you of? Yeah? Hope it was a good dream. Were we eating something tasty? And it was hilarious. Why would I be yelling? I usually don't yell. I'm nice. So you didn't introduce us yet? Yeah, dreams can be weird like that. That's nice to hear. Although I don't know if she would consider me Romanian because I'm only half Romanian. But I don't know if you know, but because I don't, you've never really uh, had to live in other countries, but or visit them for long periods of time. I don't know. Um, but they're like, oh yeah, 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 you're this ethnicity or that ethnicity, depending on the situation. Like people change how they relate to you. And like one week, yeah, 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 you're one of us. Then the other week, oh, you're an exotic foreigner. You see that with your native friends. Native meaning, oh, I'm not sure what ethnicity of Native Americans are in your area. Here where I am, they're called Chippewas, which I think sounds adorable. Kind of makes me think of chipmunks. I'd be curious if it means something ferocious in their language. But whenever I hear Chippewa, it just makes me think of chipmunks. Mi'kmaq and Métis, but I do wish we all just be human inhabitants of the earth. Yeah. No, but I find it interesting to learn these names because then I can Google. There is a dictionary of Native American languages, and you can just go and look up um, uh, what do you call them? The words, and you can see how Lakota say something, or how what's Navajo, how they say something in their language, and I think it's really interesting because you never get to hear much of those. And like when you think of Europe, you're like, oh, schnitzels in Paris and stuff like that. But um, when you think of America, you kind of think, oh, New York and Hollywood and a bunch of rednecks in the middle. And nobody really thinks of Native Americans, which kind of have been there for 15,000 years. I try to look up Native American recipes because I was curious what you can do. Think of gaming buddies, yeah. Um, what you can do with corn or tomatoes. I thought maybe they had done something more interesting. And I'm like, nope, the epitome of use of corn and tomatoes is definitely been done by Italians, and nothing better will ever exist. Because I looked at the recipes and I'm like, nah, I wouldn't really eat that. I just think they didn't have a chance to develop those recipes that much, and maybe they got stuck in the it has to be authentic situation. Or maybe just I'm not familiar with it, so when I see them, I kind of remember how some Mexican food tasted, and I do not like the whatever spice they put in some Mexican food. I don't like the taste. Also, I have this issue with some Arab foods. They put too much fennel and cardamom in it, and I don't like it. The only way I like fennel is fresh. When you put it in seeds, too much in the food. Yeah, you put too much in the food is like it's not great. But I think Arabs, like Indians, their tongues have went numb, and so they kind of need to use extra spice to taste what they're tasting. Or I don't know, maybe the air in some areas is so dry that they can't smell stuff properly, so that's why they just dump the spice over there. Um, I remember going to Japan and the food tasted bland to me, and I was like, put some spice on it. It's so sad, and they were like, no, but it has taste. You just have to pay attention. The soul and the spirit and the whatever spice, and it's you have to taste its true aroma and stuff like that. I was like, no, it needs spice. It's bland. But now since I'm here in Michigan and the air is ridiculously dry, I am having problems smelling stuff. While in Japan, the air is very, very humid. So, from what I understand, it's a lot easier to smell and taste stuff if the air is humid. That's one issue when you're flying on a plane, that the air is too dry and then the food is bland, so they tend to put more salt and pepper on your food when you're flying long distance. So I think maybe that's one reason the Japanese food is so bland, that they can actually taste what's going on in there. While I've lived in a different type of climate, and then also maybe people that live in really hot and dry areas uh, feel the need to put more stuff on their spices because they can't smell as well. Bread is done. Okay, take care. I have to take a short break as well. I'm gonna. Ah, wasn't getting the right keyboard shortcuts. Look at that fancy. There we go. actually kind of hungry myself. I forgot to eat today and it's 2 o'clock. But I just had a lot of stuff to do and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this stuff done and I'm gonna get this other stuff done, and I just totally forgot to eat. And I would like some food. Oh, I don't know, June, if you shared or who shared. I'm trying to remember. I think it wasn't you. But there's Sabrina the Teenage Witch new series on Netflix, so I'm really looking forward to that one.